Okay, so I thought I would make another video about the election because there was this interesting post one of my friends on Facebook posted that I kind of wanted to deconstruct. And my political views, I think, are a little bit obvious just by the overall tone and context of my videos. I'm definitely really, really liberal. Well, I can't vote yet, but when I can vote, I'm going to vote democratically. I believe that we need to have a government that takes care of our people and that is going to make things equal, or as equal as possible for everyone. And to some people that means a big government, but I don't really look at it that way. I look at it as a government made of the people because it's serving all of us collectively. So it's made up of all of us. And that's the kind of government I believe in. I am liberal on all my social issues, of course. Painfully obvious if you've watched any of my videos. Definitely pro-gay marriage, pro-choice. I believe in legalization of marijuana, all of that stuff. I'm very, very, very liberal. So this person is a conservative. Surprise, surprise. And it's funny because he was like, it doesn't matter about the labels, but I'm voting Republican this election because it's like, no, because he's posted so many things that are bad about Democrats and liberals in the past on his page. He's posted a lot of different things and things that, promote conservatives. So it's like saying that that's the real reason is kind of bullshit. It's like, just say it. Just say it, I'm a conservative. That's my ideology. I have more respect for people that are outright like that, So I'll read it to you. He said, here's a true story and why I'm voting Republican this year. 2009. I made the same amount of money I make now. I could go out whenever I wanted and buy whatever I wanted. I picked up the tab when my friends came to town. Spent $250 one day and didn't even think about it. I bought a Jeep Wrangler as an impulse buy. I was high on the hog, which to me is a really awkward phrase. 2012. I have to calculate how much gas I can buy to get to work and still be able to afford food. I don't go out now and can't really afford simple things that are necessary for life. I know a lot of us are in that situation right now. What time frame was better? Look at the facts, people, and tell me what you should do. Forget about skin color, Democrat or Republican, or if you like the guy or not. That is all irrelevant. I'm voting for the guy that has a proven track record, and not for the guy that perpetually fails. I'd like to be able to live again, not just survive. I think we're all tired of embracing the suck. Okay, well, I just want to point something out to you, first of all, is that in 2009, Barack Obama was president. Okay? So when you're saying I was good, I was great, 2009, well, he was president during 2009. So, I mean, essentially you're contradicting yourself and saying things are horrible now and they were great then. It's like, okay, say like a Bush year that was great or something if you think that we're doing bad because of the president. I understand a lot of the policies the president has put forth didn't necessarily come forward in 2009. Understandable, but there's definitely a lot that did, especially with the economy, like the whole bailout of GM and the stimulus. Like, that was 2009, honey. So I don't know what you're talking about in that things were horrible then, but of course, things were great then, and that's not the president's doing it all. Nope. And then now things are bad and that's all the president's fault. It's like, okay, oh my God. It's so crazy. And it's like, you can't blame the president for everything. I think people way overgeneralize what the president has control over. Like gas prices. That's a really common one. People will be like, oh, Obama raised the gas prices so much. And it's like, really? Obama doesn't have control of the gas prices. I'm sorry. The White House does not have control of the gas prices. Like, what are you talking about? No, okay? I thought it was called a free market. I thought everyone believes in a free market system where the prices are determined by the demand, right? That's the supply and demand. Like, that's what we do, right? So how the hell is the White House determining gas prices? That's so fucking stupid. I just can't even fathom how someone can think that. So it's like, no, you cannot blame President Obama for gas prices. There's so much more complexity there, and no, it just doesn't work. And I think his argument doesn't work either, because you're basically saying that The reason prices are higher on everything, because you're saying you make the same amount of money and you can't live the same way. So you're suggesting that it's the prices that are bad. So you can't say that all the prices are the fault of the president. Like, that just doesn't work. You know, like, that has to do with our system, the free market system, as well as just how things are going in general in the specific industry. It doesn't necessarily have to do with the president. The president's policies don't control the fate of every single industry. You know, it doesn't work like that. And a lot of stuff, too, has to be imported. So, all that stuff, we don't always have control over the prices, because you have to pay tariffs and such. So, I just feel like blaming everything that has to do with prices on President Obama, it just doesn't really make sense. And it's so oversimplified, and it just doesn't work, you know? If you really think about it, it doesn't work. You know, there's a lot of reasons. I'm not, you know, the most educated person on why prices have risen and stuff. They definitely have. I think that's true. But there's a lot of economic reasons for that, and they don't necessarily have to do with the president. They don't really have to do with the president. I'm not an economics expert, so I can't, like, give you all these different reasons. But in general, it has to do with supply and demand. People are also more conservative spenders since the recession, which is typical. So that has a play in it. You know, and that's the thing, too, is that, you know, he's saying that he's living high on the hog in 2009. I don't think most people were doing that in 2009. Because if you remember, we were in a recession in 2009. The worst recession since the Great Depression. Okay, that was 2009. We were in the worst recession since the Great Depression in 2009. So most people were not living this, like, high lifestyle, like, woo, oh, I'm so rich, I have, you know, I can spend money and not give a fuck. I don't know. That was not the mentality of most people. Most people were not living that way. You might have been, but most people cannot identify with that. Okay? That's what you need to understand. And I honestly don't, I think this is a little exaggerated, because I don't think prices have risen so much that you can, you know, buy a friggin' Jeep Wrangler that's like $18,000, $19,000 as an impulse in 2009, and then 2012, suddenly, you know, you can't even afford to go out to a bar. Like, that just, do you see where that doesn't make sense? Also in there, you need to consider your own financial situation. Maybe because you were buying Jeep Wranglers on impulse, now you don't have as much money to spend because you blew your savings or you're got into credit card debt. It happens, okay? So don't necessarily blame everyone else for those type of things. And I don't know your specific situation. I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying, no. Blaming all of the prices on the president or giving him credit, you know, for all, for a good economy is not necessarily accurate.